Hello, welcome along to the Rangers Rabble podcast. Match reaction, Rangers 1, Hibs 0. Ross, please tell me those three beautiful words.
Penalty to Rangers.
There we go. Oh, I love it. So, yes, Hibs 0, Rangers 1. Penalty to Rangers. Excellently put away by Kemar Roofe. Loads to get through tonight, but I'm joined by Jamie. Jamie, how are you?
All right, I'm good.
What colour are they tiles, mate?
What tiles?
Tiles beside you on the fireplace.
Look green and gold to me, man.
They do look green and gold, don't they?
I'm sitting in my dining room. What are you talking about?
Oh, was it?
The dining room.
Aye, the mirrors, the windows.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that's
I'm all
that's a
those
double
windows.
door,
There you go. That's all right. They look like tiles for where I was sitting. John, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm better now.
Yes.
Better believe it. Ross, my cleanly shaved friend, how are you?
Oh, good, mate. Oh, good.
Oh,
Tonight,
oh.
yes.
Right, John. Talk us through that.
That was it was a tough watch. That was a game I've seen a lot. It's been a while since I've seen one of them. I felt that was really backs against the wall, but it didn't really matter. See with the games that are coming up. Celtic playing Hearts tomorrow night is huge. Hearts will always make it difficult, and then we've got a home game, and then they're away to Dundee United. We needed 3 points. Didn't matter how it happened. I really liked Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's press conference before the match when he was talking about number one priorities, keeping that 0. That seems to be something that's very clear that's built there. You see the difference in the way the fullbacks are playing. They stay behind the ball. They don't go ahead of the ball just now, which I think is definitely having a bit of an influence as to what Davis and Kamara do with the ball and what Kent and Hadji are doing with the ball when they get it, because they are fully behind in the same positions that Davis, Kamara and Jack used to take in the false fullback area last season. It's now just Tavernier and that sitting in there. So it takes a lot of stuff for Morelos. And I think I said I don't like to be too negative. Right, we get 3 points, good win. But I did say when Van Bronckhorst came in, Morelos was the one I was worried about. If Roofe gets himself fit, Morelos hold-up play is fucking awful just now. And there was a wee bit Roofe done when he first came on, a ball get pointed up to him and he chested it down to Arfield and we got a nice break off of it. Yeah. And it was more than what had happened in the previous 80 minutes with Morelos on the pitch. I think we need Roofe to be fit, man. I know he scored a penalty today, but his scoring record for us is unbelievable.
Yeah. And I was contemplating making the thumbnail just penalty to Rangers, but I thought, no, I better know. JD clean sheet, which is feels like the first we've had for quite a while. I thought, if I'm being honest, I love Big Bassey at centre back.
Aye, was one of the things I wrote down to say. Clean sheet, that's massive. We've not seen many of them. All of them. Big Bassey's doing well. I mean, Barisic just struggled a wee bit, but John, you said that. I thought he played well in the second half. Couple of vital blocks. By Martin Boyle for one. So, we do. We still look shaky. I thought Goldson again looked very, very nervy, and I just think it's kind of proven that probably for last season he was probably the glue that's kept everything kind of sane in there, and he's went a wee bit off track. It kind of makes everybody else flaky a wee bit, but it was good to see like Barisic and Bassey put in good performances. I mean, Barisic wasn't outstanding, but all you're asking him to do is defend at certain points, and he done that. So, aye.
I think that's slightly unfair, Ross, on Goldson. I know
He's terrible, man. Listen,
no, JD, I thought he played actually quite well tonight. And if it wasn't for Goldson, Hibs would have 100% scored. A world-class clearance, Ross. I don't think. Listen, we've all got our issues with Goldson not signing his new contract and stuff. I don't think he was bad tonight. I thought he played quite well.
I thought he was average. I thought he wasn't one of the worst. There was 4 that were a lot worse for me. Those 4 being Morelos, Kent, Davis, and
Hadji.
Mate, seems to have a soft spot for Hadji playing right in that 3, and it's fucking atrocious, by the way. It's atrocious. It is. It's so bad. No pace, no nothing. Mm-hmm. Can he hit a byline? Can he just nothing? Offers 0 for me in there.
I think Ross as well. I think I've seen a bit of a change in it. This is nothing. It's only 3 games, but he doesn't look like he's wee Hadge. He's always a bit of aggression, a bit of fight. He looks like he's, I don't know, I'm not going to use the word sulking, but he looks a wee bit downhearted. I think he's thought, oh, we play with a 10, I'm your man. And he's not got the 10. And I think he's thinking, fuck, right. Because he doesn't look confident. And one thing he always is confident and willing, but I don't know, he looks a bit, I don't know.
Listen, look, I'm no tactical genius, John. Right? I watch a game and all I see is 22 guys running about, right? And I try to work out what they're doing. Did we play a 10 tonight?
Kinda, mate. It keeps changing it. It's fluid, man. It looks like a 4-4-2 when we press, or a 4-2-4 when we press. It looks like a 4-1-3-2 sometimes when we press. It's just fluid, and you can clearly see he's working on different rotations. Because the minute we got the lead, we went to 3-5-2, which looked like it was more confusing for people than anything else. But it's going to take age. It's going to be a long transition for us to get to where we want to be. Because see, on the Goldson thing specifically, I thought out of possession Goldson had a cracking game tonight. In possession, though, my God, man, we had a stringent structure under Gerrard, which Goldson's 3 passes were in to the centre half that's next to him. It was out to James Tavernier, or it was to a midfielder in James Tavernier's position, or he fucking done the one thing he's always been good at is the 70-yard raker diagonal that he seems to get right more often. What we are now doing is we're saying the fullbacks stay back, so that Tavernier pass is still there, but there's no false fullback pass, and if a team presses you in the 2, you've not got your centre-half pass, so what he's now having to do is fucking show some passing range, and I don't think he's got it. I think I've seen 5 times in a row he tried to break a line into Arfield or into whoever was playing in the 10, and he hit it straight into the Hibs midfielder, like straight into him. The pass was on, but the pass was terrible, and I think that's the pass where we're going to see him really restricted, where we need to get somebody that does what Barry Ferguson used to do. Go get the ball off of him, bring it into midfield, and let somebody else play. Because your job's just to defend now. I think he's looked so much more structured when he said a midfielder that would take it to the side, Tavernier would take it to the side, or the centre half at space. If teams get in our face, we need a midfielder to come in and create that free at the back and play out. But out of possession, like you said, that clearance is unbelievable. I was watching my mate and I said at the time, he's like, oh, that was almost an own goal. I was like, no, that was a deliberate clearance. That's his toe he took that way. And when I seen the replay, I was like, I told you. That was an immense clearance. But I can't disagree with JD and Ross. So in possession, man, there's a lot to be desired in that performance tonight for him.
No, massively in possession. I get that. I just meant, look, it's the best he's looked for me all season defensively tonight. I think him and Bassey are starting to actually strike up a bit of a partnership.
Aye.
In defence. Ross, for me, and I'll keep going on about it because I love him. Bassey at left back, I always thought that he a headless chicken. There was one game, I don't know if he was playing at centre back or left back, and I mean the ball was in the air, and you know he was at Lidl's, but the other guy was at Aldi's. You know, trying to head the ball. But he's just looked so good. And can we just make this whole podcast about Bassey, please?
Mate, he's an athlete. I still don't think.
Come on, Ross.
I still don't think he's going to have a future playing at centre half for Rangers. I think come January and come the summer, I think his long-term future's Barisic's replacement at left back. But for the now, in the games he's played through the week there, in the day, he's done well. If you're keeping clean sheets, then your centre halves have got to be doing something right. I like the boy, he's a good player, but I don't think, put it this way, when Highlander or Balogun comes back, I don't think you'll see Bassey as a first choice at centre half.
Yeah.
Sorry to kill your hopes and dreams there, Martin.
No, listen, I agree. Look, I just think since he's come in, I was petrified, Jamie, when we had Bassey coming in because we had no other cover. Balogun went out injured, and I was thinking the worst. But he's done brilliant. He really has.
No,
done
he has.
Brilliant.
I've always liked him, and I know a few of us didn't. Even he had a couple of games when he moved into the middle, he didn't look like a centre half. But for whatever reason, this time he's transitioned and he's looked really good. So I do prefer him on the left because I think he offers something going forward that if he got a really good delivery on him, he would be better than Barisic. In the terms of his powerful run with his Barisic looks quite timid, but his ball in can be good at times. So I think we'll get a play hands. I think he's only 22. so early doors for him, man. You don't know where he could go.
No. Can I just say to everybody watching, the comments are streaming in, right? So I will try and get to as many comments as I can. I promise. I keep meaning to put it on slow mode. I keep forgetting to put it on
It'll be
slow
like,
mode.
Mark, it's going to be like the money coming out your purse on Saturday night, son.
Right, what's happening? What's happening on Saturday night?
I don't know. You'll be better bring your purse with you, pal.
My purse?
Aye.
The fella Oswald's going to think the podcast are out as a fucking Halloween as a 12 box of eggs.
Well, I've not heard back from Oswald yet, so just keep that stum.
They've not heard back from me either. I messaged them as well.
Right,
listen, I know a couple of guys, all right. I know a couple of guys.
You know a man about a dog, right? This isn't about
Mirzo and Kano.
Let's try and keep this.
You look a bit like Kano, actually.
Why can't I just have a podcast full of John Walkers? You know what I mean? That's all I want.
What, cunts that look good that have they offer the fucking middle of a donut?
Oh, see what I mean? See what I mean? Please do, if you enjoy the content, please do like and subscribe. We are getting so close to 4,000 subscribers. And I like.
Got to cut your hair for that, man. You're going to cut your hair for 4,000, man. You're going to bump the subscribers again.
Like Roofe does help share the pod, and of course you can join us on Patreon. Link is in the description. Plenty of extra shows. Even Ross has got off his arse and done some Patreon shows. Yet to get anything off of John Walker because he pretends he's a busy man.
EPL show, mate. I've done 3 EPL shows. I don't know if you've been listening, Martin. Don't know if you've been listening to him, but I've done 3 EPL shows.
I thought you done with that, man. I thought you done with
Martin doesn't pay for Patreon. He just pockets all the dollars they should be getting. Know what I mean?
Why would I pay to listen to this? Anyway, right. So, John, starting Davis, Arfield missing out is the only change. Listen, we can all sit here with hindsight. Hindsight's great. Hindsight's 2020. Blah blah blah. I was a bit shocked that Arfield missed out and Davis started, but you can never write off Stephen Davis, of course. But I think, on reflection, that was the wrong move.
I don't know. It depends how he'd set up. Davis was terrible. Davis was absolutely rotten tonight. But I think the way he played on Saturday with Arfield in front of Kemar sitting, I watched the Livingston game back. Kemar was dodgy when they were on the break, man. He kept misreading the pass and they were onto their back four too many times. So I think he knew he needed somebody else in there. I think maybe just Davis just did a poor game. That's the only thing I can think of. But you got to just take little things into consideration. This is a team that beat us 3-1 and stunned us a couple of weeks ago. Davis wasn't good. I was surprised when Lundstrom came on and seen he was playing right at a back three, though. That was a bit of a surprise. I don't think Kemar was great tonight either, though. I really don't think anyone got glowing pass marks. It was just a dogged performance. It's the type of performance we're going to need this season. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I think the entire SPL is just slightly better this year, as much as Rangers and Celtic are maybe down a little bit. I think Hibs will give us games. I think Dundee United have proven they'll give us games. I just think the league's going to be a bit tougher, and this might be more Walter Smith's area where you need to go to Hibs and just dig in for 90 minutes and hope that you get the win. And that's exactly what's happened. The only massive frustration for me is the way he's playing with the fullbacks being so deep and Kent and Hadji so high and wide. Hadji's never going to beat a man. We keep making this joke. If Hadji had pace, he wouldn't be ways. That is the joke that goes through our whole support base, because it's true. If he had pace, he would have everything, but he's severely lacking. But you watch Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent is, if he beats Chris Cadden, which we did in the press a few times, Ryan Kent is up against Paul McGinn one-on-one, and he took to the 75th minute till he tried to run past him, and he wins a penalty 6 minutes later. And you're like, why and I know it's probably a confidence thing. I know I've seen even Thiago talking at Liverpool about his confidence being a little shattered because he never realised how quick the Premiership would be. And that's one of the best midfielders in the world. Ryan Kent's not there yet. But you're like, just go and find out you're faster than Paul McGinn in the first 5 minutes. And that's your game made for you. You don't need... It was the Roy Mackay little jibe. You don't need 10 step-overs if you're quicker than somebody. Just fucking go past them. And he done it and he wins a penalty. You get result. The time when he skinned the 2 players and did the shot as well that Porteous clears. He's productive, but he waited till the 75th minute to start clicking. So like, where was all of this in the previous hour? I think that would have helped us because that would have backed Hibs up and maybe gave Davis, Kamara, Aribo a bit more space to do stuff creatively. In the end, it's Ryan Kent's difference maker.
I think we might overreact and see that 3-second clip where Roy Mackay's saying to him, tricks are for the circus. That every time maybe Ryan doesn't have the best game because he's a winger, they're inconsistent. He doesn't have the best game, or he's not trying this, he's not trying that. We maybe overthink it and think back to that, and it's just maybe a case of he's just not having the best game. Or listen, it could be that he's missing Gerrard because he's very close to Gerrard. I don't know, but we'll never know. It's just speculation. Gallant Pioneer. All I see is 22 guys running about, and I'm trying to work out what they're doing. Martin 2021. That's the first time I've ever been quoted. And I don't really know if that's a good thing. Let's get to some comments because I've kind of been. You've been talking too much, which is quite annoying. We've got Stuart Keane. Right, okay, we could be here all night, guys. Ross, does Gio not fancy Scott Wright?
I'm not Gio, mate. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't do much worse in that position than your man Hadji for me. Hadji's brutal out there, honestly. Really, really bad. And that's 3 games in a row he started it there as well, which is the worrying thing for me. We spoke about people playing through bad form. We're still, I can't believe we're still playing Morelos up top and on. Your man Sakala can't get a sniff. Bonkers decisions. Well, so I don't know, mate. If anybody, you would think if anybody was getting hanged up for that position, it would be Sakala if he's going to persist on Morelos through the middle. But no, I don't.
We'll pull this up. Look, simple kind of man. Look, lot of moaning tonight. Maybe that's my fault, Jamie. Am I moaning? Are we moaning too much?
No, I think you're being realistic and try to talk about the game. So that's it. We're having to go. Amazing times to talk about during the 90 minutes because we're barely into chat about in that first half alone. The last 10 of the last 15 minutes we come into it, pressed a wee bit better and stuff like that. But there's nothing of genuine class to really chat about. So we then start to look at, well, what could we have done better to make it a brilliant night for the travelling Rangers support? They'll still go away so happy, they're buzzing. And some of the players, we still won 1-0, but there's still a lot to come. And what John is saying, it's early doors, man. Like, he even saying, does Gio no fancy Scott Wright? It's too early. What age Scott? I'm always asking what age folk are, but Scott Wright's only like 23, 24. Still early doors for him and all. And I think Scott Wright's got something about him. He just might need time to settle into a new regime and whatever it is. I mean, there's Ryan Jack, never made the bench either. He was one of our, when's Ryan Jack back? He's not making the bench just now either. So does he not fancy him either? So too early, I think.
And JD, that first half, right? You're saying there was, I'm trying to think back. I didn't really take many notes. There was nothing in it. Apart from right to the end of the half. I've already mentioned him. Alfie's got to score. He's got to score.
I think it's easy to everybody to blow up and say, "Oh, that's a sitter." It was a big miss, but it wasn't a fucking stonewall sitter for me. He's up. He should have done better with the header, but it's not a fucking Ronnie Rosenthal sitter, Van Vossen. Do you know what I mean? It was a bad miss. So,
by the way,
we all like to sensationalise it, so they are. So, but it was, and he's not playing well. I thought Sakala should have started tonight. And then when Roofe came on before Sakala, I was surprised and disappointed as well because I think the wee man looks like he's on like a crest of a wave right now. Why he's not playing him? Roofe for me is a guy who, he did help hold the block well and scores the pen with some confidence. But every time I feel when Roofe comes back, it takes him about 4 or 5 weeks to then get back up to match speed as well. It's a big frustration for me with Kemar Roofe.
Well, I would go to John about Sakala, but we all know he wouldn't stop talking for the next half an hour. So very quickly, Norbert Alberts, that was hard watching, but a good point here for Forbes. We are dispatching our bogey teams, John, one by one.
Which, that's it.
Whatever way you look at it, it's a positive.
It's Walter Smith. That was Walter Smith tonight. That was like I know it's like this. It's not really right, but that was a pure Walter Smith. That was an Alex McLeish title-winning performance where we played absolute dog shit. It really, like, I know it does sound like I'm moaning, but JD was right. We were fucking terrible. There was a Goldson header, and a Rebo header, and a Morelos header in the first half, and that was really it until we kicked on in the second half and made our changes. It was tough, but it's a 1-0 win, and it's me getting on again and probably try to big up the SPL a bit more than people tend to do, because I do think people outside the Rangers and Celtic look down on it. I think these teams are so much more organised and so much more professional and can be frustrating as fuck when you play them. And I think 1-0s, we're going to have to start looking this as if Chelsea went away to Man U and get a 1-0 win, or Chelsea went away to Man City and get a 1-0 win. That's our third or fourth team in this league, third or fourth place team that are going to finish. And again, they pummeled us 2.5 weeks ago. 1-0 was a great result. The performance was terrible.
Well, yeah. Well, RFC 56, Ross, is either saying or asking, right side of our team has no pace. Would you go along with that? Do you agree with that?
I've just said it 100 times, Martin. I've just said it.
I'm taking it to
Hadji is... We've just spoke about how Tavernier's been told to hang back.
So if you bring on Nathan Patterson and Scott Wright, would that add pace, or are they still not fast enough?
But you could bring you on and you would add more pace than Hadji.
No, I wouldn't. No, I really wouldn't.
Obviously, if there's obviously a job in the formation that Hadji's doing that we are not quite seeing yet because we're not working on the tactic, right? Van Bronckhorst's obviously happy with him because he started the 3 games. No, sorry, he never started the first game, did he?
After the last 2.
Did he? Has he played the 3?
So
he's played the 3 in that position. So he's obviously doing something right that these other boys are not getting a chance. So there's no pace with him. He offers zero pace. He doesn't offer much of a first touch. For me, he likes an extra touch and a burly run. But he's obviously doing something that Van Bronckhorst asked him to do, or he wouldn't be playing 3 games out of 3 under a new manager when there's other people waiting in a shot.
No, that's true. One thing I did notice, JD, and Norbert's pointed it out again, the amount of bad passes tonight. And do you know what? Well, they are bad passes because they didn't make it, but it was the amount of under-hit passes. I don't know if maybe something to do with the pitch, but I've never seen us have that many under-hit passes in all my life.
I think it always comes down to when you're not playing well, or you want us to be in the lead or to do better. I think, games of football, it's not perfection. So there is always passes like that. But when you're wanting it to work, you think, like, goals we probably made about 3 or 4, but we're right on them. But it's 3 or 4. Hadji, again, I'd say over the last 2 or 3 games, he's made 3 or 4. What I'm going to contradict myself. What I would say is we've put the ball out the park. How many times with bad passes in the last few games? That has been annoying, but it's a new regime. A lot of these players are trying to find their feet. So I don't know. See, as long as we grind out the results and stay 4 points, then the longer we hold on to these 4 points, gives Gio a 4-point gap to get his game plan into play. And then if you've still got that by the time that lands, and because we know we've got the players for it, then it's going to be could be happy days.
I think that comes down to patterns of play as well. See, for X amount of 3 years under Gerrard, they've obviously worked on triangles of play, and you'll be there when he's got the ball and make an angle there. So I think sometimes you're still getting players looking for the pass that they would have made before the shape changed, if you know what I mean. There's been a couple of passes that have just been into nowhere, but no a man there waiting for them.
You do notice how wide we are. We do notice how wide we are now. Like, and I was thinking that during the game, Ross. We are so wide, and that's the way he wants us to play. John, you said that. Like, Gio plays with wide wingers, but Kent's a young guy, probably still kind of in his trade, and for his whole time, he's been told when he's out there, he can come in here. Whereas now, that's his go-to, and yet he's been told now to stay out this way, and I think he's just a bit stuck between a wee bit of a rock and a hard places now. Once it clicks for a guy like Ryan Kent, I think he could be. We know he's a game changer and a match winner, but I think Hibs, and particularly at McGinn, is his bogey, because anytime he plays against him, he can't beat him.
Yeah, but our man, would you be able to run by that face, man? Fuck me. Absolutely kidding me on, man.
Well, we're talking about Ryan Kent being a game changer, John. He was filled in the box by Porteous. I haven't even... obviously, we came kind of on straight away. I haven't seen the Sky analysis, but I can only imagine that they're arguing if it was a penalty, if it wasn't a penalty. Stonewaller for you, penalty, no penalty, does it matter?
It was a Stonewaller, but I thought it was soft until it showed you the angle from behind the goal. Until I seen that very last angle from behind the goal, and you can fully see when Kent's foot is kicked. Like previously, I thought Kent had just kind of pulled his leg in and took the penalty, but no, in the last one, you can see it's a blatant penalty. So I was myself. I was like shaking my head, going, "Oh fuck, here we go again, man. We've been given an soft one." But when it's definitely the one from behind the goal on replay. That was when Andy Walker changed his tune a bit as well. He was like, "No, that's a penalty." I was like, "Right, there you go. That is it." So everyone was in agreement just before we came on.
Do you know what, JD? There was a part of me thinking, "Oh, I mean, give us a penalty, but please don't be a penalty." You know.
No, see, I was the opposite. I can't be bothered with that. I hate it.
I just really wanted to do
used against us, man. It's a Stonewaller. When it first happened, I thought it was a pen. Then when I seen the first slow down replay, I was like, "Oh,
that was the one."
Looks like he pulls his foot out, and then when you see him behind the goal, he actually trips his foot up, man. So it's a pen. But they'll still cry it's not a pen. So
tell you what, he didn't look happy.
No,
he didn't look happy. Did not look happy.
No, he didn't. And Ross, look, I mean, you can't really analyse a penalty, can you? But I'll try my best. Roofe sticks it away. I don't really know how much more to say.
Mate, it's one of the ones that see the new. You've seen that Jorginho at Chelsea and that doing it. That they've got their style, and see if the goalie goes the wrong way and they roll it in the other side, you go like, what a penalty. Yeah. But see the time the goalie stays up that wee extra second and the goalie just dives down and falls and tap it, you'll say, how's he not putting the laces through it? It's that kind, it's the style of penalty he takes. He's waiting on the goalie to move, and you see even the night right up to the last minute, he's still watching the goalie when he takes that stuttered step. Composure, he scored 3 out of 3. That's a big penalty of the night, I know. But they gave me the fear a wee bit. But that's what he's doing.
We've got a point for RFC 56. I don't. John, think this will be Davis's last season by the looks of it. Now, is that fair? Look, he's been a fantastic player. All right, maybe his last few games he's maybe not looked great, but everybody can have a slip in for him, can't they?
It's hard to tell. Davis has played 120 international games, so Davis has played 2 extra seasons of football than any other midfielder would have at his age, just for international football. So those games are accumulating faster than other people as well. I seen somebody earlier say his legs are gone. Seen that first half, Stephen Davis was the one that overlapped Hadji 3 times on the outside, and Hadji had the ball on the right side. It wasn't Tavernier, it wasn't Aribo going round him. It was Stephen fucking Davis that was doing the overlap. So I don't think his legs are gone. It was just his quality that was shocking today. So no, I know we keep saying this. This is becoming like the Jordan Ross sort of fiasco. I think we'll see a different player when Ryan Jack's back, but that all depends. Gio said before the game, Ryan Jack's no injured. He just wanted 7 subs that were definitely available to go in at any point in the game, and he felt that they need to be careful with Ryan Jack. If Ryan Jack's over his injury, I don't know that you need to be careful with him anymore.
Yeah,
like, there's going to come a point in time where he's a big boy and you have to test him. He's played games now, so I don't know if there maybe was a wee knock in training and they've just pulled him right out and they're not wanting to admit it because it just gets all yours and everyone's back going, fucking hell, man.
I've been saying for a while, John, that I think this is going to be Ryan Jack now until his career's over. I don't know what injury it was that he got that's put him out for so long, but I don't think they can ever rely on Ryan Jack again. I honestly don't think they can.
Mate, it's so difficult though because I remember Santi Cazorla at Arsenal had this horrible ankle injury and we couldn't get him playing. We couldn't. For 3 seasons he played 12 games and then he went to Villarreal and played 3 complete seasons every game off the back of releasing him, and that was at 33. So there's obviously players who I just don't know if there's maybe something we're doing wrong with his rehab or that it's no worked and it needs out or whatever, but it seems to be I keep waiting because I think I need him alongside Davis to get the best out of Davis, but maybe I'm doing Lundstram a disservice. Maybe Lundstram with a better coach when we get going. Like we're saying this, Celtic had Postecoglou come in and they were losing the first few games while they were trying to develop their system. We've won 3-3 and got through to Europe next year. We're 7 points clear at the top of the table tonight. I know Celtic play tomorrow, but you know what I mean. While we are putting our system of play in, we're running away with the league as it stands. So I'll take my time. I'll take my time and see how Davis looks in a Van Bronckhorst side first.
Yeah, exactly. Jamie, very quickly on the game tonight, Curry Muncher wants to know thoughts on Sakala not getting put on. Am I tripping? Did Sakala not come on right at the very end?
No.
No, I'm
You've done the old.
Right, so Jamie, your thoughts on him not getting on the pitch because he's in probably in the goal scoring form of his life. He's scoring every game.
I just said that 5 minutes ago. I was disappointed.
I tell you, I've got severe memory loss tonight. I apologise.
I was just disappointed that it's like I thought he would have started, and then when Roofe came on, I thought he would have come on because I don't feel that Roofe can get up to speed. But it worked tonight. I felt sorry for the wee man then getting ready to come on and then getting to put the jacket back on. That's a sore one, but he's got a big part to play this season. But yeah, I was disappointed he never played. But let's see what happens on Saturday.
And look, we'll finish up shortly, Ross. But I don't know. Is that the dog? Is that another dog on this podcast? Oh, and he's having you know what? He probably talks me a sense and all he is. But Ross, if you can tear yourself away from your beautiful dog for 2 seconds, just in the grand scale of things, that win tonight, we looked at the fixtures that we had coming up, and we all said, look, they're quite tricky fixtures. That's a massive, massive win tonight. Massive.
Oh, you've went to Easter Road and won. It's one of the banana skins, isn't it, that you can go on. So, it's went well.
I'll tell you, by the way, dogs are going to be the end of this podcast. JD, Giovanni, 3 games, 3 wins. We sounded a wee bit negative at the start, right? But 3 games, 3 wins, all positive.
It is. And that's...
You just look like you're always going to burst out laughing. I don't know what it is for you.
It's just look at Ross's face, man. It's so early. That's it. 3 and Gio just speaks really well, and he speaks quite slow and really calm. I just don't ever see them going mad. So that's all we can ask for. Just keep plodding along these 4 points, keep them in our back pocket. We might need them, and we probably will need them at one point. So it's a crack restarter for them. And then we've got Dundee at the weekend, and also we keep the momentum going.
That's what it is, John. It's momentum. Just keep it going.
Dundee have been in good form though, so I hate to be this guy that he's too pessimistic though. But Dundee are like on some sort of bizarre run of form that I don't really understand what's happened. So I hope we just deal with this professionally, and then I hope we use Leon to give the players that we've all talked about a game. Start Patterson, start Sakala, start Roofe, get all these players up to speed. Then we can maybe play about with the team because we've got Hearts right after that. So Dundee, we've got to deal with early and deal with quick.
Yeah.
And then have fun. Have fun in Leon. A nothing game. Get people some time.
Well, yeah. Maybe drink that's a chance then, JD, Leon. And before I come in that, right? Darren Stewart's asking who get man in the match. I think Johnny at Albert's on Twitter done our match report that's going to go up shortly after we finish. I think we gave it to Bassey. Do we know who Sky Sports gave it?
I don't actually.
No. Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. My apologies, Darren, but we gave it to Bassey. But yeah, the Leon game, JD. Just very, very quickly, please. A chance for Gio to maybe try something a bit different. Try some players that maybe haven't got a chance. As strange as it sounds, play a sort of B team against Leon.
Nah, I just can't see us ever doing something like that. I just can't see it. You would be screaming if
just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's right.
I don't understand that. You're asking me my opinion, though, so I'm giving you. But I just don't see them doing that. So I think the likes of your Pattersons will play, but this is still Liam we're going to play. You don't want to get in there and get absolutely embarrassed. However, you can rest a few players, but I just can't see them doing 7 or 8 changes, to be fair. But you never know.
Yeah. Look, guys, that'll do us. Very, very happy. I 1-0 win away in the capital. Not the capital. I hate calling it the capital. A 1-0 win away in Edinburgh sees us 7 points clear at the top of the league, and all eyes on Hearts versus them tomorrow. Thank you, everybody in the comments. I promise everybody, I'm going to turn it on slow mode because the comments are just going boom, and it's really, really difficult to try and keep up. And I'll even have a look and see if there's any I can throw on before we go. And it's just It's mental. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. A like really does help the podcast go far. And of course, we do have extra shows on Patreon. Link is in the description if you want to help us out there. So we will be back. When are we back? What day is this? This is Wednesday. We are back on Saturday. Big night out. Back for reaction on Saturday. So we shall speak to you then. Thank you for watching. Good night.